Hey YouTube, it's SoulPrime13 coming at you with another Transformers video review, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Studio Series 86 Skywarp. So we will start with a quick look here at the box. So we do have a nice wraparound art there of Skywarp in his robot and jet modes. On this side we got that mugshot again. He's making a big old frowny face. On the top we just got logos and his name. On the bottom we got our legal jargon, and on the back we have our product shots, our screen cap, and our one-line bio. So yeah, there is the box. And we also get his lovely instruction booklet. So just take a quick look-see here. So yeah, there is all of that. Doop. And here we have the figure himself, and he is again my favorite of the three main Seekers, primarily just for color. If it's characterization, I've started to like Thundercracker a bit more, because I've started to learn more about his lore, especially with what they did in the Skybound comics, which I have not actually read the comics. I just don't have room in the budget to buy comics and the toys, but maybe if I find some good comic book site at some point in the future, maybe. But yeah, he is the traditional black and purple, although this is kind of a dark gray more than black, but it's still a nice color, and we do get some light gray there for some of his proportions. I kind of wish they had maybe decked out these vents in like silver or something, but it is what it is. Another thing people have pointed out online is that his shoulders are black and not purple, which honestly I did not even notice that until people started pointing it out. It doesn't bother me too much. I still like the way it looks, but I do understand why people are a little miffed about it. Of course, we got our null rays there. We do get a little bit of like a sky blue decking out these vents on his kneecaps, which is nice. Yeah, here we just have the back. And of course, as with these figures, if you want to have a more clean, cartoony look for his legs, you can take the wing tail fins off and just plug them into his back. So there is that little bit. And yeah, his head's not all the way forward. But yeah, overall, a nice looking figure. And again, this mold is very good, very well done. And yeah, I guess we can go ahead and get into the articulation. So his head is on a ball joint. It does get a decent amount of wiggly waggly, not a ton of side to side, but there is some. Do get plenty of up and a good amount of down. There's a little panel that's on that locks in jet mode, and you can pull that forward to give him a little bit more downward movement. The shoulders technically can 360 if you move the wings out of the way, just because of the collision. We do get a bicep swivel, and of course the null ray is on that bicep, which is where it is supposed to be. We do get a 90-degree elbow joint, and we do get a wrist swivel. We do actually get the waist joint in this mold, which is nice because a lot of Seekers do not have that. If you lift his singular diaper waist panel up, you can get a pretty far forward on the kick, and you can get a decent amount okay, yeah, it was slightly catching, as you can sort of see, it sticks out a little further, so it was catching. Anyway, we can get a little bit back, not a lot, and we do get 90 degrees at the knee. We do get a thigh swivel, and we do get some ankle movement. But yeah, pretty solid articulation. And we'll go ahead and do some comparisons here for robot mode. And we're going to start with his brother Thundercracker, partially because now we can compare their new face sculpts. So Thundercracker's kind of got a smiling, I want to say that's like laughing almost face. Not sure how well that comes across on the camera. But Skywarp here has a big frowny face. Oh, and I should mention that apparently these faces can be swapped. Apparently they're just on like little tabs underneath. I haven't really bothered to try and swap that because it's not a big deal to me. Usually, even when they give you multiple faces, I pick the face I like best and put the rest in storage. But yeah, they are following through on them all having different face sculpts. But yeah, there's how the two brothers stand next to each other. And his Decepticon symbols are a little harder to see because they're a darker, or they're the same dark purple rather as the others, but against his black wings. Sometimes I forget they're even there. But yeah, there we have that. And here we have him with his future self of Cyclonus. And I am a firm advocate for Skywarp to Cyclonus, Thundercracker to Scourge. The biggest reason being Skywarp is purple, Cyclonus is purple. Thundercracker is blue, Scourge is blue. None of that Insecticon nonsense. Not in my house. And here we have him next to the Dramatic Capture Skywarp. And yeah, you can see that his shoulders are in fact supposed to be purple. Let me bring this down just a minute. So yeah, there is that little discrepancy. Again, it doesn't bother me that much, but I do understand why people aren't happy about it. And here is next to the Masterpiece mold Skywarp. And last but not least, here he is next to G1 Skywarp. The good old OG. So yeah. Yeah, anyway, so is there anything else we should talk about in robot mode? Actually, I think these are blast compatible, aren't they? No, not really. I mean, there's the nub, but it's too small. So yeah. I think that's about it for all the features and stuff too. So yeah, I think we can go ahead and move on to his transformation. So first thing we're going to do is we are going to take off the null rays. And if you have moved these up to his back, you definitely want to take these off. Oop. I guess I'll just leave them on the side since they're running away from me. Anywho, so first things first, we're going to flip up his feet like so and open the back of his legs. And what you're going to do, as you can see, there is a panel here that's on a little gray arm, and you're just going to move that back, and it does need to sit all the way in. So what I usually do is after I move it back, just stick my finger in there and push down, and it'll click into place. And now when you close this, it should close all the way so that there's no gap there. And we'll just do the same on the other side. Stick that in and just push that down. There we go. And close that up. And just tab his legs together. And then we can pull this panel down and just secure that, and it will clip into the legs here. And then you want to make sure that this part here is actually flat. Make sure. Alrighty. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to take his arms and open them up, flip in the hand, close it up, rinse and repeat. And then we are going to pull forward, excuse me, we're going to pull forward here on his entire like torso section just to unhook the cockpit from the waist joint. And then we want to sort of, well, I remember there's a certain way to do this, and there we go. Yeah, you want to pull it up so that this armature extends, and then you can just flip this up and around, fold out that nose cone, and just clip that into place. And then you actually want to make sure that these are closed because it helps the head fit in place better. And we're just going to raise all this up first. We're going to flip up these two little side pieces on his waist, and we're going to bring the arms straight down and fold them in like so, and they will just tuck in right next to those. And then we're going to bring down these chest pieces again, and these little tabs right here on the side are going to go into those ports for the null rays, and then there's also a little tab in this black section that'll clip over this little bit on his arm. So just bring that down, and like so, and bring it down. Man, got caught. Bring it down, clip it in, and now we can just sort of bring this up and around, and you'll see his head actually just slides right under. You just make sure those are closed, and there are two little tabs on there that are going to plug in right behind the cockpit, and just make sure that's secured all the way back. And now we can take the wings and fold them down and around, and they will slide into the slots here next to the legs, and just make sure that they're all the way in. And they do kind of clip onto this little piece right here. So we fold them down and around, and we just bring that down, make sure it's all the way in, and like so. And now we can bring these fin or tail fin pieces back in, and you just plug that in, and then it's going to rotate down because there's a little teeny slot right in here. It's kind of hard to see because of its coloring, but there's a little tab right here, and it's going to slide right over that. And there's also a tiny little nub that's going to go into this tiny little port right here. So, and you just do that like that, and then you could fold down that tail fin on the side, rinse and repeat for the other side. And hang on a second, are these painted clear plastic? Well, I'm pretty sure that's solid gray plastic, because I know the null rays are painted because you can see the clear piece. Anyway, and then once we do that, we could just take the null rays and plug them in on the bottom of the wings. And for those who care, the inner port is for the tail fins in robot mode. The outer port is for the null rays on the wings. But again, it is your toy. Do as you please. And just make sure this is all nice and snug. And then the final step, we can flip down his landing gear. There we go. And fold that down, and there we have Skywarp in his jet mode. And it does look very nice. And it's a pretty solid jet mode. I mean, yeah, it does have this big old gap here, but you know, the previous molds had that too, so it's not exactly unprecedented. And honestly, considering the other improvements this makes, I think it's not a big deal. But yeah, you got some nice sculpting there on the thrusters. Again, these don't have the whooshable ports. There is a company making a KO of this mold, and there's also, I think it's Go Better Studios has made an upgrade kit that gives you different thrusters that do have blast ports. I might get the upgrade kit. I'm still not entirely sure, but it does have some neat parts to it. It has some gap fillers, and it has like some parts for his torso in robot mode, so I'm thinking about it. We do also get a opening cockpit. If we come up here, it opens nicely. A nice little seating area. Don't know if there's anything small enough to fit in there, but it's there. And yeah, overall, just a very nice looking plane. So we'll do a couple more comparisons. First of all, here he is next to Astro Train, or Galaxy Shuttle. I just think of him as the Japanese color Astro Train, but it is Galaxy Shuttle with the Autobot symbols and all. And here he is next to generic Earthrise Seeker. So you can get an idea of how they stack up. And he is actually a teeny bit longer. So, and less undercarriage. He's definitely more streamlined. But yeah, overall, a very nice figure. But yeah, I think that's about all there really is to say on this particular figure. Again, I'm kind of behind, so this is coming out a little bit late. Starscream is supposed to be coming out now. If you're in the US like me, good luck. But yeah, honestly, loving this new Seeker mold. Excited to see what other figures they're going to do with it. But yeah, if you can find these guys, Skywarp seems to have been the easiest to find. Thundercracker seems to be long gone. And Starscream it's a wonder if it's even real at this point. But yeah, Skywarp seems to be the easiest one to find. But yeah, if you can find them, definitely pick them up. They're definitely worth picking up. I'm not going to say they're worth a new Voyager prize. I don't think anything that they've done is worth a new Voyager prize, but he's worth having, I'll put it that way. But yeah, overall, really enjoy this mold, and I look forward to seeing all the various repaints and retools and yada yada. But I think that's about all I have to say on this particular figure, so I think I'm going to go ahead and wrap this one up. And this is Soul Prime 13 saying transform and soul out.